Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, I want to cover a few things today in the market. Mainly I want to cover a bunch of clear winners, that I firmly believe are the clear winners of certain sectors going into the next 6 months to 12 months, and I also want to cover the sentiment a little bit because, again, the sentiment is still down in the drain right now, right? Because Bitcoin is still holding up. It's been down, but altcoins are down, as in 60% to 80, 90%, Some are down very hard, right? But yet Bitcoin is holding all the way up here, which is wild. But it is part of the game. It is part of crypto. I personally have only lived through one cycle, but I've seen, my portfolio cut more than in half through last cycle, up and down multiple times, and it really is just part of the game. And time frame wise, specifically, in comparison to the previous cycle, from the halving until when everything really started to max out, as far as really start to rip, we're only 2 months out from the halving, and everything started to really pump and really move about 5 to 6 months after the halving. So I still think we have a month, couple months of whether it's sideways, potentially sideways and down, or just overall, maybe we do start going up very short term, right? I just think it's time to be bullish. I still firmly believe that. I think holding clear winners in, different narratives, different categories, and even just adding to great coins that are on, very heavy discounts, I think is just overall a great move over the next few months. Adding to dips is just a good idea for the next few months, right? So, let's get into some clear winners. I want to talk about mainly memes here, because again, meme coins right now are some of the only things that are really performing, outperforming everything, right? Like, without a doubt. So let's check it out. So we're going to go to categories. Then we'll scroll down to memes here. So the meme coin category is sitting at 50 billion in market cap. I feel like overall, I think the sector's got a minimum of another 3 to 5x, if not more than that, to go from now until, we really do peak out at some sort of euphoria. So we really could see this at multiple 100 billion in market cap. Again, I don't want to just call, oh yeah, it's gonna 10x. No one knows. And to be honest, I'd rather predict very small targets and have my targets be blown out of the water than to over predict and predict price to go this high and it only reaches here, and then you never actually sell or anything like that because it never reaches that. You know what I mean? So again, we'll cover some clear winners though. So I'd say some of the biggest ones for the cycle, just mind share wise, across chains. Pepe, I do still think, is one of the largest, if not the largest. I mean, market cap wise, it is the largest, right? Meme coin for the cycle. It is just long term, launched, sat sideways, but now we're just in a bull. So this is probably just going to continue to trend, bounce, and trend up. It's not going to stop there. Bullish on Pepe over the next 6 months into 2025. However long it takes for this bull cycle to actually finish. I think Whiff as well on Sol is probably still, I'd say mindshare wise, probably one of the most known currently still on Solana, sitting at now 2 billion. I don't think this is going anywhere either. It's had an explosive run for months. It's kind of needed a cool off, and I know a lot of people too. A lot of like TA people are claiming that oh well, it's not holding this trend line anymore. Now it's bearish. Guys, no. Like with something like this is just not gonna disappear because it broke a trend line. Nothing like that. This has the mind share and the attention of everybody in the space. Still, WIF is still a top meme coin, and I don't think anything's gonna change that for the rest of the cycle. Um, and some of these other ones though, guys, you gotta pivot. Please pivot from these. If you're in Dogecoin, pivot. Shiba, pivot. Floki, please pivot. Bonk, pivot. I still don't even know what this is. Pivot. This one, pivot. Like I said, we got Pepe and WIF. Should be the main two, the largest ones on ETH and Solana respectively that you should focus on. We got Brett on base. Technically, it is the largest meme coin on base right now. I still don't know how I feel about it, but it's 100% here to stay. Being one of the largest memes on base right now. And I think it just has the mind share and attention for almost everyone at this point. So I don't think Brett's gonna go anywhere either. So on base, Brett seems like a decent bet. If you're bullish on runes, which I personally love runes, Dog is actually a pretty strong bet as well. It's literally at 500 million in market cap still. I feel like this is one of the most slept on though, outside of Bitcoin DeFi, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. The ordinal space. I don't see anybody actually covering Dog like at all. I think meme coins on Bitcoin have a literal untapped potential that most people just they don't even realize right now. That's personally why I'm still very bullish on runes. But yeah, I think Dog is definitely a great bet as well. Because once the attention does flow back into the Bitcoin ecosystem, this is probably going to be a top runner at minimum like couple billion, I think, long term. And I don't even like to do price predictions for coins like that are already pretty high in market cap, but I think Dog has a lot of potential. And obviously Mog. Shout out to Mog. Literal multi-billions programmed. I don't care. Mog is... If you guys saw the timeline yesterday on Twitter, it was unlike anything I've ever seen a single coin do. You had basically half of crypto Twitter just typing Mog. That was my entire timeline. Like I scrolled for minutes just on my feed. That was the only thing I saw. Even though yes, I am in a Mog echo chamber very heavily on Twitter. But I feel like for the most part, I think a lot of people probably saw that as well. If you are on Twitter a lot, I think the mind share that Mog has, in comparison to its market cap, is, I just think it's just not priced in yet. Still, this somehow has 100 million in volume. I actually don't know what this is, so I'm gonna say pivot. But Popcat I like a lot. Recently I've been, warming up to it. 'Cause, obviously I still think the top cat coin is gonna be Mog. Mog is a cat coin, it's a culture coin, but Popcat is a gem as well. It's already at 450 million. This I would say is a strong bet for Solana. Outside of WIF, I'd say Popcat is definitely a great bet. So yeah, I'd probably say on Solana for the largest, safest bets. And again, nothing in crypto is safe. Keep that in mind. You got WIF and Solana so far that I mentioned. Those two right now look very strong. Bitcoin Eco, Dog, I feel like you can't go wrong with. Ethereum Eco, you got Pepe and Mog. You got the Doge and the Shiba of this cycle right in front of your face here. Then we got Trump coin, which I think that will still perform exceptionally well, especially from now going into the election. This will perform very well. I firmly believe that. I actually like this coin to NPC on ETH, but you will not get me to jump into this coin at all. I've never seen such an up only chart in my entire life. Like, I literally, from 2023 to now, there has not been a large long-term correction. That is what is holding me to ever jump into this. If this had a dump, which it looks like it may finally start to correct soon, if it goes all the way down to like maybe a cent and, you know, trends down for a little bit until it picks up again and then has another leg up, it to me, it's such an unnatural chart when it's this up only. I don't like that. But again, obviously, if you're holding it, it has been a very strong winner for you, right? But again, I don't consider that a safe bet. I kind of just wanted to bring that up. But NPC seems strong. Ponky on Sol does seem very strong too. And I honestly would say Michi. I'd say well, I'll just recover these. On ETH, I do firmly believe Pepe, Mog, and probably, like I said, Trump coin, just for the political fi meta this year. Those three on ETH, probably your strongest bets right now. On Sol, you got Whiff, Popcat, and Michi. I firmly believe just have the mind share of most people, a lot of people. You know, I think those are very good picks on those chains specifically. So those are probably going to be your, again, safest bets. And again, I'll put it in quotes every time because nothing's safe in crypto. But obviously, I think putting size into any of those will still yield you very well over the next 6 to 12 months. And again, that doesn't include, jumping into a lot more lower cap stuff. I'm talking about if you need some strong coins, to go in with more size, right? Those are personally what I think seem very strong just throughout the rest of this bull run. As in, you could just jump into these, not look at it for 6 months, and they're still going to do well. So that's what I wanted to cover with these coins here. So just to cover a couple more narratives, because like I said, I just want to give you guys a bunch of clear winners that I personally think are clear winners. And so AI itself, AI has been super dead over the last literal few months, as you guys know. It's like even the coins that I like the most, like literally Spectral here, trending because it's down on the day. Like Spectral, FLT, NKI, literally some of the couple newer ones that I like. And then NKI is literally one of my favorite, most high conviction coin I have in the market. Yet price just doesn't show that, right? Like NKI chart just does not look great. It is what it is right now. But this is what conviction is, guys. I'm not saying that just because I believe it is going to go up, it doesn't mean it's going to go recover to new highs, and do a 400x from here. Nothing like that. But I just have firm belief that this will recover at some point and, continue to thrive just in the current crypto space. I love their product. I still use it on and off. So I don't use AI like every single day for certain things, but when I use AI like an LLM for certain things, I literally use NKI all the time for stuff. So I actually use their product. I like it a lot. And like I said, it's still one of my strongest bets for the market, even though it is so down from where it was. It is, at this point, it is just extremely high risk. I would like to see the team do a little bit more, maybe with marketing, listings, stuff like that. But in and of itself, when real euphoria comes, guys, When you got a real working product, do you think people are going to be paying attention to fundamentals? At the end of the day, not at all. Not at all. They're going to just scroll to AI, choose anything that has a cool logo, a cool name, and just buy it. They won't even look at it. As long as it has AI in it, they're jumping in, you know what I mean? That's just how people are in this market. Um, but I'd say, some strong, just safe, again, nothing's safe, but strong long term bets in this market, I still firmly believe is Render. Render is just a gem. Fetch, I really don't cover Fetch, but I think Fetch just long term could be good. And then I'd say Tau. I'd say BitTensor and Render are probably the two strongest AI. I have been warming up though to a lot more of these top, kind of like Fetch a little bit, AGIX and Akash. They're all pretty strong itself. But like I said, Render and BitTensor I think are the strongest bets you could jump into right now and just, again, hold and just be patient with, for AI. But like even AI, I think to see this at a few hundred billion in market cap would not be out of the question at all. I think we easily can see that for the entire, AI market cap, right? Even for gaming, I feel like, yeah, outside of the video I made the other day, I don't really cover gaming as much as I used to. Oh no, I need the, but like I said too, with gaming, I still think gaming at some point will have huge moves. I think it's too big of a narrative to fail at this point. And because, it's such a widely adopted thing, just gaming in general, and gaming's only going to grow long term. And when you're incorporating, actual, financial infrastructure, digital financial infrastructure into these games, I think that's just the next generation of gaming, basically, right? But one of my favorites is Beam, but the chart is just chart looks okay actually. I actually have it up on deck screener, but short term it does look somewhat bearish. It is right on a previous support level, but I think if the sentiment continues to just stay really low, the support is probably going to be broken. So again, keep in mind this is not a buy signal. More than likely this may go a little bit lower, but just keep in mind, that things like this could happen. It's a lot of this entire market depends on what Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be doing, right? So you always have to keep that in mind. That's, for sentiment, that's going to be the main driver literally for the entire crypto sentiment. If Bitcoin's up, everything's going to be starting to flow. Money's going to be starting to flow right into microcaps, into altcoins. That's when a lot of levels on charts will be held. Dips will be bought because the sentiment is strong. A lot of charts continue their bearish trends as well because, again, when everyone's in fear and the sentiment is down, even though looking at charts, a lot of people might think, oh, well, it just hit a support level, it tapped the support a few times. Usually at some point it's just not going to hold. If the sentiment from here, like, yeah, it had a bounce, but the sentiment just continued to go down, right? So what did price do? The same thing. So price oftentimes will just reflect the entire sentiment. So keep that in mind. Which is why I also don't, stress too much about buying the bottoms of a ton of projects. But so, outside of that, kind of ranted. Excuse me. But yeah, Beam is probably a top one for gaming, in my opinion. And outside of that, that is mainly what I wanted to talk about with everyone today. Just I kind of want to just point out some clear winners, going into the rest of the next 6 months to 12 months of this bull run. Because like I said, if you're new to seeing dips like these and just new to going through an entire bull market, it is one of the most probably emotional roller coasters you're ever going to experience. It's not easy to make generational wealth. You know, been through it and living through it again currently. And it's hard for me sometimes. I can't even lie. Seeing, especially me, because I hold a lot of low caps, or I held a lot of low caps. Seeing like very strong bets of mine, especially like high conviction coins of mine, just continue to dump and dump and dump. That to me is like, it is one of the hardest things to see happen, but that is what conviction is at the same time. Is not caring what price is doing and believing that the asset that you got in at whatever price is going to be way higher at some point. And again, if we're betting that the entire crypto market has another leg up, which, that's why I'm here, that's why all of you are watching, I assume, then I expect most coins to recover and pull brand new highs at some point. Because I would not be here if I didn't believe this kind of stuff for the rest of this bull run would be happening. I would not be talking about coins like this if I didn't believe this stuff. So outside of that, that's what I wanted to cover today. I appreciate everyone watching. Hope you found some value with some, the coins I talked about here in the video. And outside of that, I will see you in the next one. So thank you.